is your family's biggest asset? Can you ever truly repay the debt you owe your mother? Today's story is about a son's guilt and a mother's unconditional sacrifice. It is a lesson that no worldly investment can equal the peace you find in a mother's love. Welcome to One Story Today. We'll see why, for a son, the world's ocean and his village pond were the same, and why, even at the Kaaba, he recalled his mother's lap. We used to hate our mother when she forced us to wash our hair in winter. Who had heard of Lux, Capri, or Rexona? Clothes and hair were washed with the same rough soap. The soap stung our eyes like thorns, and our ears would turn red from her scolding. At the slightest mischief, she would flare up and grab the laundry stick, but she never actually hit us. Our home was a small farmhouse far from the village, nestled among the crops. Taking the small path to the village was Mother's biggest shopping chore, and missing it was our greatest misfortune. If she ever went alone, she would try to appease us with a sweet snack upon her return. We would first hit her with our tiny hands, pull her scarf, and then bury our faces in her lap, crying loudly. When we returned from the village late in the evening, we would cry bitterly. To my repeated question, when will we live in the village? She would give the same old reply, when you grow up, get a job, earn lots of money, and get married, and so on. Thus, mother and son would walk back to the dark farmhouse. I remember a wedding celebration in the village. I begged my mother to stay the night, but she refused. As I walked back, crying behind her, I had a mischievous thought and quietly ran back to the village. Mother realized I was gone much later. Like a madwoman, she yelled my name in the dark fields, searching everywhere with a lantern. When I was finally found at the wedding house late that night, she attacked me like a lioness. If the village women hadn't intervened, she might have beaten me severely. Once, my father was away. I had a high fever. My mother wrapped me in a warm shawl, carried me on her shoulder, and walked 3 kilometers through the fields to the village doctor's office. On the way back, while leaping over a small canal, she slipped and fell into the field, but she saved me. She hurt her knee, and only the words "Hasbi Allah, God suffices me" escaped her lips. That memory is one of the oldest in my life. She was indeed a strong woman who labored until her last breath. Then, I grew up and moved far away from her. When I returned home once a year, my mother would hug me and weep, but I would laugh in front of everyone. Then, late at night, when everyone was asleep, I would secretly go and lie down next to her, burying my face in her shawl and crying freely. Mother would cut fodder in the field and throw the heavy bundle onto the cutter. When I got tired of operating the cutter, she would whisper, "Shall I talk about your marriage to someone in that house?" She knew I was a born romantic, and such talk would fully recharge my battery. We eventually built a house in the village, and Mother chose a bride for me. I moved to the city with my family, and Mother settled into her own world in the village. She came to the city for the birth of my first son. I took her to see the ocean. Sipping tea at Clifton Beach, she said, "Our pond at the farmhouse looks more beautiful than this sea." When Mother fell ill, I was home on leave. For days, I convinced her it was just a simple stomach ache. When the pain worsened, I took her to a big city hospital, where the doctor confirmed it was terminal liver cancer. When an immediate need for blood arose, I lay down on the blood bank bed myself. When Mother found out, she looked at me with distress and said, "Why did you give blood? You should have bought it, you fool." I could barely manage to say, "Mother, these few drops of blood cannot repay the debt of you carrying me to the doctor when you fell while jumping over that canal." She laughed heartily. I said, "Mother, forgive me. I couldn't serve you." I honestly believe I barely served her at all, but she was very generous on her deathbed. When I repeatedly asked for forgiveness for my shortcomings, she said, "I am content." "My son, why do you keep asking for forgiveness? Mother passed away in front of me." But I didn't cry. The next day, feeling heavy, I went to the graveyard, sat by her grave, and cried loudly, today, while circumambulating the Kaaba. I was pushed and shoved until I somehow leaned against the wall of the Kaaba. It felt as if I had reached my mother's lap once again. The same peace I found in her lap, the same familiarity, the same love. This time, I didn't just cry loudly, I roared with tears. The Lord of the Kaaba loves 70 times more than a mother, and we are forever his mischievous children. And here's the crucial takeaway: the cost of unconditional love. A mother's debt is the only debt that can never be repaid. Invest all your resources in your parents because their time and love are your most precious assets. Emotional accounting, the biggest shortcoming in life is not failing to earn money, but missing the opportunity to serve. On her deathbed, Mother provided the ultimate investment in forgiveness, giving her son emotional peace by simply saying she was content. If you also believe that a mother's love is the greatest wealth, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you!